Y'all, did you feel that? That wasn't just your Wi-Fi glitching. That was the internet literally cracking in half as Chrissy finally broke her silence after decades of loyal silence and side-eye smiles. And what triggered this volcanic eruption? Oh, nothing much, just a baby mama bombshell that dropped on Jim Jones like a wrecking ball dipped in scandal sauce. Wait a minute, Jim got who pregnant? And Chrissy just found out from Instagram. In the year of Beyoncé's internet, you mean to tell me that after 20 years of holding him down, proposing to him on national TV, aging gracefully while waiting on a wedding that never came, Chrissy just got slapped across the face with a baby bottle filled with betrayal? Chilly, the streets are saying it wasn't just one baby mama. It might have been two, and Chrissy, oh, she's not staying quiet anymore. Her silence has officially expired on "She's coming for blood," lace fronts, and legacy checks. This ain't just a scandal, baby. This is a relationship apocalypse, and it's all playing out in front of the world like the last season of a messy reality show that forgot to blur faces. Stay tuned. This ain't the tea, this is the whole damn kettle boiling over. Asterisk, so tell me, this how many times can a woman keep quiet while the whole world clowns her relationship? Apparently, if you're Chrissy Lampkin, the answer is one too many times. Because baby, it's not 2009 anymore, and Chrissy just flipped the table with a silence-breaking moment so loaded, it's got the internet gasping for air. After decades of ride-or-die loyalty and holding it down for a man who still hasn't said I do, Chrissy finally said, "I'm done being silent." And the timing couldn't be messier. Just as whispers about Jim Jones allegedly fathering a secret child with a mystery woman began to flood timelines like a monsoon, Chrissy popped up, and not with her usual chill demeanor either. No ma'am, she came with that "enough is enough" energy, and Twitter is on fire. People are scrambling, trying to piece together what really happened. Is this just another episode of reality TV drama, or are we witnessing the slow-motion explosion of a 20-year love story? And let's be clear, when it comes to Jim Jones and Chrissy, there's no shortage of history. This ain't your average love and hip-hop couple. No sir. This is a relationship that's been marinated in chaos, tested by time, and dragged by the public for well over a decade. Remember when Chrissy got down on one knee and proposed to Jim back in 2011? Yeah, she asked him. She basically looked the whole concept of traditional marriage in the eye and said, "Nah, I'll handle it." And even then, he took his sweet time answering. That proposal didn't magically transform their situationship into a fairy tale. Instead, it launched a roller coaster of public confusion, delayed weddings, and all the he said, she waited mess we've been watching for years. Fast forward to 2023 and now 2024. And not only are they still unmarried, but Jim Jones is trending for all the wrong reasons. Allegations began bubbling up a few weeks ago from some very curious corners of social media. An Instagram account that was barely a week old dropped cryptic captions about Harlem secrets and baby shower receipts, tagging people left and right. At first, folks thought it was just another clout-chasing page, until the receipts started dropping. A few photos emerged showing Jim in what looked like an overly friendly setting with a woman who was definitely not Chrissy. That would have been messy enough, but then came the audio. Leaked voicemails and phone conversations, supposedly between Jim and this alleged baby mama, started circulating like wildfire. The woman in the clips sounded young, confident, and way too familiar. She mentioned picking up diapers and told him to stop acting like he don't love her when Chrissy's around. Now whether that audio is legit or not is up for debate, but the internet don't care about proof. Social media crowned her the new baby mama before Jim could even deny anything. Then came the DMs. Screenshots allegedly from Jim's account showed heart emojis, late night where you at texts, and the kind of small talk that don't scream innocent, and the timing. A whole mess. Because all this broke while Chrissy was on a girls' trip in Turks and Caicos, posting beach pics, sipping cocktails, and looking unbothered. But the thing is, the silence was louder than ever. People flooded her comment section asking if she was okay, if she was still with Jim, if she was about to finally walk away. And for once, Chrissy didn't hit back with her usual mind y'all business attitude. Nope, she just went quiet. And that quiet, it spoke volumes. Because Chrissy is not new to this, she's been through the blogs, the cheating rumors, the years of is he ever gonna marry her, and she's always kept a straight face. But this time felt different. This time, the streets were talking way too loud for her to ignore. Days later, She reappeared in a cryptic Instagram video, not with a long caption or messy tweets, but with just one sentence: "I was loyal, but I'm not blind." Boom. That was it. No tag, no location, no music, just vibes. And the internet went ballistic. Fans and trolls alike started decoding every possible meaning. Was she finally admitting defeat? Was she dragging Jim without naming him? Was this her soft launch exit from the relationship we all thought would never end? One user commented, "Oh, Chrissy is done. She's finally tired of being the forever girlfriend." Another wrote, "Sis, blink twice, if you freak," but others, as always, blamed her. "You knew what it was, now you wanna cry." After 20 years. And it didn't stop there. Blogs picked it up, gossip pages ran wild with their own takes, and suddenly, this wasn't just about one man and one woman anymore. This was about how long is too long to wait for a ring. This was about women investing their youth into a man who's not ready. This was about being a ride or die in a car that never leaves the parking lot. And poor Jim. He stayed suspiciously silent until a few Breakfast Club interview clips started making rounds. When asked directly about the baby mama allegations, he laughed it off, saying, "Y'all know how the internet do. I can't even say hi to somebody without it turning into a scandal." But body language, real shaky. He looked nervous, like someone who knew the receipts might not stop coming. And when they asked about Chrissy's Instagram post, he simply said, "She knows I love her. That's my heart." Unhung. Classic "I messed up but don't want to admit it" deflection. Meanwhile, more so-called insiders began dropping anonymous tips. One claimed that Chrissy had already moved out of their Miami spot. Another said, she's been house shopping in New Jersey, with a real estate agent who specializes in luxury homes for single women. And as expected, the internet started building entire theories around it. TikTok was flooded with "Chrissy finally left" videos. Twitter was dragging Jim like it was a sport, and YouTube commentators were already prepping full exposes with timelines, breakdowns, and messy deep dives into the alleged other woman's background. And just as things hit peak chaos, another twist dropped. A video leaked showing what appeared to be a FaceTime between Jim and an unidentified woman. In the clip, he's shirtless, grinning, and telling her, "You know you my favorite." Again, no confirmation it was recent. No clear date stamp. But that didn't matter to the court of public opinion, because now Chrissy's silence was being taken as confirmation. People were saying, if she didn't deny it, it must be true. It was all unraveling and fast. And what's worse, the longer Chrissy stayed quiet, the more people started rewriting her story for her. Some were saying she was finally taking her power back. Others claimed she was too embarrassed to say anything at all. But no one had the real story. And the pressure. It just kept building. The public wanted answers. They wanted a statement. They wanted Chrissy to finally say what everyone else had been screaming for years. And just when it seemed like she was about to go completely ghost, she did something nobody expected. She posted a full video, no filters, no background music, no glam. Just Chrissy sitting in her living room, raw, unbothered, and ready to talk. And when she opened her mouth, "Who, baby?" the tone was ice cold. She didn't name names, but every word was laced with years of frustration, heartbreak, and barely contained rage. "Sometimes, loyalty becomes your prison," she said. "You give your everything to someone, hoping they'll see your worth. But some people only notice you when you stop showing up." The comment section exploded. Is she talking about Jim? This is a breakup announcement in slow motion. Sis finally woke up and chose herself. But Chrissy wasn't done. She went on to talk about how she lost herself in the shadow of a man's spotlight. She admitted that for years, she played the role, smiled for the cameras, defended someone who didn't defend her, and stayed silent while he lived like he was single. "I believed in us more than he did," she continued, "and I held on, thinking love would be enough. But love without respect. It's just pain dressed in pretty words." That's when it hit. This wasn't just about cheating rumors or leaked texts. This was a woman finally pulling the curtain back on a relationship we all romanticized but never truly understood. And as Chrissy spoke, more and more fans started connecting dots they'd ignored for years. That delayed wedding. Maybe it wasn't about timing? Those long gaps between public appearances. Maybe it wasn't about privacy, that proposal from Chrissy to Jim that seemed so empowering back then. Maybe it was a desperate attempt to push a man who never wanted to move. And in the background of all this, Jim still hadn't issued a real statement. No apology, no denial, no explanation. Just silence, and a few vague Instagram stories about trusting the process and real love never dies. Boy, if you don't sit down. Meanwhile, the so-called baby mama. Now that's where it gets even crazier. According to one gossip blog that claims to have spoken with her directly, the woman allegedly involved in this mess is someone Jim's been seeing off and on for nearly 2 years. 2 whole years. They say she's a bottle girl turned entrepreneur, with dreams of being an influencer. Sound familiar? Because that's half of Instagram. But what makes her different? Allegedly, she's got proof. The blog hinted at pregnancy records, receipts from luxury baby gifts, and even photos of Jim at a baby shower held in wait for it Atlanta, not Harlem, not Miami. ATL, the city of secrets. And if that wasn't enough to send the internet into a meltdown, an anonymous friend of Chrissy's leaked a screenshot of what appears to be a text exchange between her and Jim from a few months ago. In the messages, Chrissy asks, "Are you serious? You think I don't know?" To which he responds, "You always overthink. That's why we can't have peace." Oh, really? Because hiding a whole alleged child is just a mild misunderstanding now. The audacity is Olympic. And let's not forget the financial drama quietly bubbling under all this chaos. While the emotional fallout is center stage, some sources are hinting at deeper issues behind the scenes. Word is that Chrissy has been the one managing a lot of their real estate hustle for years. And now that she's stepping back, those luxury properties and investment flips might start falling apart. One insider claimed that Chrissy had a major hand in helping Jim recover from near bankruptcy when his music stopped charting. She was the brain behind the money, the source said. Without her, he's going to feel it. Now whether or not that's true, the timing is suspicious. Because just as Chrissy is going public with her heartbreak, Jim is suddenly promoting new merch, trying to launch fitness supplements, and teasing new music like he's on a rebrand mission. Baby, no amount of protein shake's gonna fix this kind of damage. And while all of this is going on, fans have started revisiting old interviews, piecing together moments that now feel like red flags in 4K. That one time Chrissy said, "Marriage don't make you stay, love does," in a VH1 confessional. Yeah, it hits different now. Or when Jim brushed off wedding questions with "We good how we are." Translation, "I'm comfortable, so why change?" The saddest part, Chrissy's entire identity became intertwined with Jim's. For years, people didn't even say her name without his, and now, as she finally tries to reclaim her voice, the world's watching like it's a reality show season finale. But this isn't entertainment for her. This is 20 years of loyalty being dragged in public. 20 years of patience, sacrifice, and humiliation now trending as a meme. And still, no ring, no commitment. Just scandal after scandal. And yet, even through the heartbreak, Chrissy didn't come off bitter. If anything, her video had a calmness that screamed, "I've made peace with walking away." And that's when the conspiracy theories started flying. Some fans believe this whole thing is orchestrated. That Chrissy's statement was timed perfectly to help launch her own brand separate from Jim's. That she's got her own reality deal cooking. That maybe just maybe she's done playing the ride or die and ready to be the driver. And honestly, can you blame her? Because let's not pretend like Jim Jones hasn't built an entire persona off Chrissy's loyalty. Every time he's messed up, she's been there. Every time fans questioned his intentions, she defended him. And now, when the biggest scandal of their relationship breaks, he offers vague Instagram quotes and a nervous chuckle. Nah, that's not it. Meanwhile, the alleged other woman is getting bold. Word on the street is she's gearing up to tell her truth, whatever that means. She's reportedly been in contact with a couple of gossip channels and even hinted at a special announcement on her Instagram story. Girl, if you don't sit down with your rented Birkin and let grown folks heal. Still, people are watching. Every story she posts is flooded with comments. Some defending her, some dragging her, and some just there for the drama. But it's clear, this situation has left no one untouched. Fans are divided. Jim's reputation is hanging by a thread, and Chrissy, she might have just sparked one of the messiest public breakups reality TV never covered. And just when it seemed like the storm couldn't get any more intense, something wild happened. A leaked court document surfaced online. Now it hasn't been verified yet, but if it's real, it changes everything. The document appears to show that Jim Jones has been named in a paternity suit filed just last month. The woman's name matches the one being tossed around online. The date, just weeks before Chrissy's cryptic Instagram post. And while the document itself doesn't confirm paternity, it does confirm suspicion. If Jim really is being dragged to court over this baby mama mess, then his silence isn't just emotional, it's legal. And that explains a lot. Because the moment things get litigious, the PR game changes. No more interviews. No more jokes. Just hush-hush damage control. And for Chrissy, that means everything she's gone through might finally have a paper trail. Not just heartbreak, but betrayal, with legal consequences. And if that's where this is going, then we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. Asterisk, asterisk. Because if those court documents are even halfway legit, Jim Jones isn't just dealing with a scandal, he's standing at the edge of a cliff with no parachute. Now folks are digging deep, and suddenly a lot of his old habits aren't looking so harmless anymore. That always outside persona. Those cryptic captions about moving different and trusting no one. Yeah, now they sound less like motivation and more like a man dodging the truth. And the timing couldn't be worse. Word on the street is that Jim had a few business partnerships lined up, endorsements. Maybe even a fashion collab. As soon as the baby mama rumors hit and Chrissy dropped her emotional bomb, the calls went silent. Sponsors don't like mess, especially when there's potential legal drama involved. One insider claimed a streetwear brand was planning a major campaign featuring Jim and Chrissy as a power couple. But now that Chrissy might be stepping away from the relationship, the brand is reportedly reevaluating optics. Translation: if Chrissy's out, we're out too. And let's talk about Chrissy's next move. Because she's not just sitting in that velvet couch venting to the internet for free. According to rumors, multiple networks and streaming platforms have already reached out. Yeah, you heard that right. It's being said that a few producers who worked on Love and Hip Hop are interested in a spin-off solely focused on Chrissy's life post-Jim. They want the real tea. They want the behind the scenes. They want what VH1 never dared to show. And, honestly, can you imagine how many women would tune in to watch Chrissy finally live life on her own terms? No longer tied to the man who kept her waiting at the altar for years. The ratings would be insane. But Chrissy's not jumping just yet. If anything, she's been strategic. She's watched how other women have bounced back after public betrayals like Kishia Career. Like Ciaran, she knows this is her moment. She's been quiet for too long. But now she's got the world's attention. And it's hers to lose. Meanwhile, Jim is over here trying to play damage control. Suddenly he's posting throwbacks of him and Chrissy, adding vague captions, like we've been through worse, and real love always finds a way back. Sir, it's giving desperation. The internet isn't buying it. The comments under his posts are ruthless. Too little too late. Now you miss her, huh? You only post her when you're in trouble. The man is getting cooked alive, and here's where it gets even messier. Chrissy's circle has been eerily quiet too. No one's defending Jim. Not her close friends. Not her former castmates. Not even people who used to ride for both of them as a couple. It's almost like the silence is a statement in itself. One former VH1 crew member allegedly said off the record, everyone knew what was going on behind the scenes. Chrissy just never exposed it. But trust me, she could have destroyed him years ago. And now, with the public watching her every move, that silence is starting to break. A hairstylist who used to work with Chrissy posted a now-deleted tweet that said, some men forget who helped them get where they are until the world reminds them. Cryptic, maybe. Coincidental. Definitely not. And then came the moment that nearly broke the internet. A blurry, low-quality video started circulating on Twitter. A woman who appears to be Chrissy walking out of a courthouse, surrounded by what looks like legal advisors. The caption, Chrissy spotted after filing lawsuit against Jim. Now, let's be clear, this hasn't been confirmed. It could be old footage. But that didn't stop it from trending. People immediately started speculating about what she could be suing for. Emotional distress, financial compensation, defamation, prenuptial promises that never got fulfilled. At this point, anything is possible. Because what people forget is that even without a legal marriage, 20 years together creates shared assets, shared responsibilities, and shared chaos. And if there are businesses, homes, or bank accounts tied up in both names, then you better believe this breakup is about to be a legal war. And the more Chrissy glows up, the worse Jim looks. She's been spotted with A-list stylists, new glam squads, and even a rumored business manager who's worked with some of the biggest names in fashion. People close to her say she's finally investing in herself, her image, her brand, her peace. And maybe that's the biggest plot twist of all. After years of waiting for a man to do right by her, Chrissy is finally doing right by herself. And Jim, he's stuck trying to figure out how to keep the pieces of his image from collapsing all around him. There's even a rumor going around that his own label is quietly distancing from him. Some producers he's worked with in the past have reportedly ghosted. A couple of promoters have allegedly pulled back on deals. Because in this era of receipts and accountability, no one wants to be associated with a man who might have lied to his woman and his fans for decades. And Chrissy, whether she meant to or not, has become a symbol. A symbol for every woman who stayed too long. For every woman who kept believing he'd change. For every woman who got tired of building a man's empire while he entertained distractions. And that's why people are rallying behind her. Not just because of the scandal, but because they see themselves in her. And the internet never forgets. Every time Jim tries to change the narrative, someone pulls up an old clip, an old lyric, an old interview where he said one thing and did the opposite. His whole ride or die brand is now in question, because who exactly was riding? Was dying? Chrissy carried the whole relationship while he coasted, and now that she's setting the record straight, he's scrambling like the truth wasn't always going to come out. And what about the alleged baby? Well, word is that a DNA test is being quietly conducted, and if it comes back positive, the fallout will be nuclear. Jim's entire persona as a loyal partner, as a man who didn't need marriage to prove love, will be exposed as the PR fantasy it always was. Because real love doesn't come with secret families, it comes with transparency, respect, and accountability. And if that baby is his, then Chrissy's silence for all those years was not patience, it was grace. Grace he didn't deserve. So now, all eyes are on the next move. Will Chrissy officially announce a split? Will Jim admit to anything? Will the alleged baby mama finally drop the receipts everyone's waiting for? Or will this all spiral into another saga of reality TV-sized drama? Either way, the internet is watching, the streets are talking, and the truth is stretching its legs. Because no matter how long you hide behind captions and cryptic posts, when the truth knocks, it kicks the door down. And this time, Chrissy ain't answering it in silence, she's answering with receipts, power, and peace. Asterisk, and there you have it. Folks, the curtain has officially been pulled back, and the mess is out in the open. Chrissy isn't hiding. Jim Jones can't dodge. And the internet, oh, we're just getting started. So now we have to ask, was it all for clout? Or was Chrissy just finally done being silent while the world painted her as just the girlfriend? Did Jim really think the truth wouldn't catch up? Or did he underestimate the one woman who held him down longer than most people keep a job? One thing's for sure, this isn't just a scandal, it's a cultural reset. And if you think this is the end, you're sadly mistaken, because we're already hearing whispers about new footage, alleged baby mama confessions, and a possible sit-down interview that could shake the entire industry. So here's what we need from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Chrissy's done for good this time? Is Jim finally getting what he deserves? Or is there still more tea brewing behind the scenes that we haven't even tasted yet? We want to hear from you, the real detectives of the internet. Hit that like button if you think Chrissy deserves better. Smash that subscribe if you're ready for more exclusive breakdowns, receipts, and chaos served hot and messy just the way you like it. And don't forget to turn on those notifications, because when the next bombshell drops, you better believe we're gonna be the first to tell you. Until then, stay nosy, stay messy, and remember, the streets always talk, but here, we translate. See you in the next one. Asterisk.